lot of different audiences for Education Nation. There's the tent, and you've got about 500 people under the tent here. That's obviously one audience. A lot of it on all of our broadcasts, whether it's on MSNBC or the Today Show or Nightly News, that's a different audience that we're trying to reach. In 2011, you also have to be recognize that there's a huge social media audience that we can get together, a community, if you will, and then it becomes not just a one-way street, but it's a two-way street of people engaged, people commenting. Yesterday, there was something like 6,500 teachers who submitted comments just during the teacher town hall. And the great thing about that is that shows that everybody's engaged. And then it becomes, as I say, this two-way street of communication. We took that and we turned and we pulled it full circle by bringing it and presenting it into the tent. So you had people here listening to the feedback that we were getting through our social media outlets and through all the tweets and all of this great feedback and dialogue, and it came full circle. So I was very, very happy with the way we've integrated social media into this year's event. We did it last year, but it's much more integrated this year.
How have you specifically been able to kind of integrate social aspects into the components that have been broadcast on TV?
Okay, so the one thing, if you saw the Twitter wall that we had going yesterday, where we were putting up comments as they were coming in, and we had Rahana Ellis moderating those conversations, and I don't know, a dozen times during the teacher town hall, Brian Williams went over to her to spotlight some of the communication, but every time we did it, we didn't want it to just be, here's what so-and-so is saying. We wanted that to also help lead the conversation. Also, if you were watching on MSNBC, the broadcast of the town hall, you noticed at the bottom of the screen, we had a running commentary, the ticker below, with tweets and feedback that we were getting in real time. And so I think it was a much more robust, as I say, two-way street during the broadcast as well.
Good. And in terms of all the amazing topics at the, on education, have you seen any interesting uses or examples by teachers on how they're using technology or social media to, move forward some of these important topics?
If you were listening this morning, you heard Melinda Gates talk about technology in the classroom. Warren Buffett talking about in the classroom. Susie Buffett. Every session that we have, including one where we sent NBC News cameras and production teams all around the country to teachers who were viewed as being the best of the best, one of the common themes you see is technology in the classroom. That the classroom of today that's a successful one is a much more dynamic environment. It's gone are the days of the flat black and white chalkboard where it was just kind of a one-way street of information presentation. We're finding that a lot of the successful programs are where technology is involved, where maybe video clips, say, from the human rights, or I should say from the civil rights movement in this country. And you can see those kinds of video clips come alive in a classroom. It makes it a much more real experience for students, and that's one of the things that we see, where it's a good use of technology.
Also, final question, just how important has social become in kind of your own personal day-to-day activities, running NBC News? Has it become a bigger role?
Look, when you any successful business person you talk to will say that the key to their success is knowing their audience, knowing their customers, knowing their clients. For me, this is a great way to tap into what our audience thinks about what we're doing, what they think about the subject matter. I think that's viewed as good luck. But every year, anytime I can get a sense in real time of what the audience thinks about what we're doing and what's happened, that's important. The other thing is, obviously, information is moving so much quicker right now. Chances are the first place that you may hear about a breaking news story is via social media. that's great, and that is something that we obviously have to tap into. And then we as a news organization have to also recognize it's a distribution platform for the information that we gather every single day. So we have a lot of people who are engaged in just getting information out via those platforms as well. So I think it plays an important part in the life of a news division every single day. Knowing what your audience thinks, knowing what's happening in the world, and knowing what role you have in that community. It's all tied together.